car, it's the back of the car.
Well, the thing for Killer, he might have hurt some tyres in qualifying too, so we're unsure exactly just how deep that tyre bank is. The team definitely tell me that one's gone. They're being a bit coy about if a second tyre has been flat spotted or not. You only get 2 extras on top of that one set that you run, so it's going to be difficult for the Killer if he's on bad tyres for the rest of the round. Hashtag V8SC if you're enjoying the Utes at home. Place your tips, place your money. A couple of good Queensland buddies on the front row, Walton and Harris.
Yeah, they are. And the other cool thing about this is Jared McLeod. He's what I would call an owner-driver. Works on his own car. As we mentioned yesterday, chopped his finger up trying to get the car ready. So
he didn't quite chop it off. He got down to the bone with the circular saw. He had it pieced back together, had 6 hours of surgery, managed to fix the car or build the car ready with it in a cast.
That's it.
And then he finished inside the top 10, which is his best ever
awesome
result.
Job.
Here.
So old school racer, spanner the car, drive the car, probably towed it to the track. Just do what you have to do to get racing.
He's extremely aggressive as well. We've seen that at a few rounds of the championship. Sydney last year, Bathurst last year. It's in the Ryco sponsored. You keep an eye out for Jared McLeod. One guy to watch out for. He's on a charge this weekend. Starting in 10th, that's one way to get some heat into the tyres.
We get a job with Matt Mingo in the stunt team who keeps that up.
And I thought these Utes were all about understeer, not if you give it enough pedal.
Other good thing to watch for is these cars through turn 8. They get very close to the wall, you know. It's like a horse. If you get close to it, it can't kick you. In a V8 Ute, if you get right up near the wall, it won't hurt you. You know, if you brush it, just kick it with the back of the car, it straightens it up and keep your foot into it. Spectacular to watch.
This is not a reverse grid race like it was last year. We had Fords clean sweeping the event last time round. And at the moment, they have taken, not the pole position, but they have taken the first race. It wasn't for points. All that race did was set the grid for this one. 8-lap journey, race 2 of the weekend, race 2 of the championship. It was actually won by Wayne Wakefield here last year. Wayne not on the grid. Is that Kim Jane's fuel flap open on the right rear of this car? Can't quite see it on the Atelzo car as it takes the turn. Holidays for Life forward, pulls up. And this should be exciting, no doubt, with these two, 58 and 68. Interesting that Killer elected to not run the #1 plate this year.
Obviously very sentimental to his number, which happens a lot in motor racing. A lot of guys get attached to a number and just like to hang on to it. John Bowe, Dick Johnson.
Valentino Rossi, despite all his championships, has only rocked
Mick
the
Doohan
one
ran
number.
the #1 for a while.
Peeling around the last corner en route to the grid.
I'm going to take it, Bell. I'm going to go about 5 feet back from the fence.
Race 2 of the Utes, Clipsal 500 Adelaide. This Adelaide Parkland Street Circuit's about to come to life with the sound of V8s. Let's get into it. It's going to be Walton in the Renko Ute alongside the Holidays for Life Ford of his good buddy, Ryle Harris. Very even jump. Harris maybe with a slight advantage. Some flags in the back for a stall car, but everyone misses him, and we're off. Look at Cedars. He's on the outside of Hanton on their way down towards turn 1. Markram launches the Ute off-road style across the centre chicane, and he comes back into position 3 in front of his teammate. Harris on the offensive down towards turn 4. Oh, that's driving super defensive up against the wall, and some locked up tyres, and 1 or 2 guys getting punted off. Cam Wilson. For the better part though, I'll call that a clean start for the Utes.
Pretty clean. You get offline there on the dirty part of the track, and the only way you can stop is to use someone else, so acceptable conduct.
Oh yeah, we do have some damage though for Mason Barbera. Everyone's beating up on this kid. He's 17 years old, out of New Zealand, and lap 1 of every single race so far, someone seems to pick him off. Happened in Sydney.
Here we go through turn 8.
Oh, lock-ups for Dontis and also Marjoram, but they get it pulled up in time for turn 9. Run cleanly through that extremely fast and wild sweeper. In cars that suffer bad understeer on cold tyres, that is a daunting corner. It's a very close train at the moment, as Harris has not managed to shake the pack of hard-charging traybacks behind him. Marjoram clips the curb at the inside at 13, unsettled the first of the Holdens, but he managed to get it stopped at 14. Medici looks to the inside of Hansford, not quite there. Oh, and a little hip and shoulder for Jeremy Gray, courtesy of Nathan Pretty. These two are going to go side by side all the way downtown towards the centre chicane. Who's going to lift? Neither. Here's the answer. And we're still side by side. Oh! Eventually, Pretty would take that spot, and it's worked out nicely as the boys go 3 wide to turn 4.
Kim Jane coming in on the action here too.
And the fast approaching McNally, who's desperate to make up for yesterday.
Yeah, I reckon he's going to be pretty good. He had really good car speed early on yesterday in the race. Picks off Kim Jane easily.
Nice work for the Stratco Ute. Is there going to be contact at the curb?
Cleanly.
Very nice move for the West Aussie, and the experience of Jane knows better to argue that one.
One in the wall there on the left there.
Yeah, we've got some waved yellow flags. Apologies, I didn't quite pick up who it was as it was being backed away behind the wall, so no safety car, which is the good news. Marjoram doing a great job staying right on the tail of the Renko Ute. McLeod looks to the inside of Gray. It's not going to happen there. McNally with a real deep move. Is nowhere near close enough to make it stick. On board with the local runner of Craig Dontis. He grabbed a podium here last year as he grabs 3rd gear. Will he get 4th in time? He does.
So the boys are flat shifting these cars, just jagging the clutch, flat shifting through the gears.
4th back to 2nd.
Yep. Ryle just eking out a little gap now. Those new front tyres are working for him.
The problem will be he'll be on seriously old rubber with no options to go to for the final race. Through centre we go. It's a great spot. You need to use all of the curbs through 1, 2 and 3. Great battle. This one's still going on. McNally up the inside. He's brave. It's McLeod. He'll never let someone through, and he doesn't.
He can hang tough around the outside here.
Kim Jane's just going to sit back and watch Andrew Fisher, who had an overheating car behind him. He's in there. Oh, very close. So McNally does get that spot made. Whoa, and McLeod slides out. This is an awesome battle. Kim Jane, just by being patient, managed to pick off McLeod. Got the uncle, or the nephew of a Bathurst winner, fighting the son of a Bathurst winner. And always scary when you get a stall on the grid. We saw a couple of the Porsches yesterday. This is actually a local runner of Kovacs who didn't go anywhere. Fisher picked him off nicely. Oh, there is McNally.
McNally, he's on a charge, isn't he?
He's in a rush today. Just getting the limiter too. Down towards turn 1. That's the X-Seaters Ute in front of him. Uh-oh. Oh. And that was the original contact which saw the damage for Mason Barbera. Noel Edge. And everyone trying to find a little bit of room. Fane's involved with that one, including the man who's belovedly known as the Fat Stick this weekend. I'm talking about Bruce Oaklands. And there was the contact from McLeod.
McLeod, so what's going on there? He's gone defensive. Got debris on his tyres, and then the next corner, no grip. So you don't have the same grip level. Then he's easy prey for the guys behind him.
It was actually a pretty good effort trying to hang on to that.
Yeah.
Oh, Noel Edge. Now, that's how you like to see guys fighting for position 24 in a race.
You do, but...
Wow. Aggressive.
Aggressive.
The battle at the front is...
Yeah, so Ryle's starting a little bit loose now. His Utes loose coming off the corner. The Killer's closing back in.
By the way, we're getting some curb hops for Hansford and Nathan Pretty. They've had 2, as well as Beachy and also more.
Oh, Harris right on the limit there through turn 8.
So it looks like 4 drivers here, Paul, could be getting some penalties at the end of this race. 5 seconds will be the time. 5 seconds added, so... And that's Medicki right there in the IC Ute, who won the Legends of 10 Years race, which you took part in here in 2010.
Killer just nips the left front.
So it's... Medicki, my apologies, actually doesn't have a penalty. It's Pretty and Hansford who he's sitting either side of who have the penalty, so that's good news for him.
That's good. He's got a couple in the bank. He might be able to use them later to make some moves. On the defensive at turn 13 is always going to put you on the wrong side of the road, and that'll open up the door for McLeod, but he can't get a good exit at 13, and Jane holds onto that spot. They're fighting for 11th and 12th behind Jeremy Gray and Reece McNally, who are both Cedars teammates. McNally's up to 9th, so hard work in front of him now. He's got Pretty, Medicki, Hansford, some pretty quick guys in front of him to pick off.
So Roll Harris, after only ever recording his 2nd race win here on the streets of Adelaide yesterday, he's at the front of the field. And now traffic might start to play a part in this one.
Could work.
He's going to be hoping.
Killer's super aggressive over those curbs, isn't he?
He'll be hoping here that Oaklands moves over. He's picked him and got to the traffic at the right time. So Oaklands will hopefully see him in his mirrors.
Oh, hasn't picked him yet. He's holding his ground, man. And Oaklands does the right thing, pulls off the racing line.
Oh, the leader is not giving it up yet. This is actually going to get really awkward. Oh, no, I'm not actually seeing any blue flags through him either. Big lock-up for Cedars at the end of the straight, and this has closed the pack up again. So Oaklands has got caught out. Oh, Cedars in the fence with Hansford, and they are buried hard in there.
So I have some pretty good experiences. The conveyor belt and the tyres actually grabs the car, and you can't get it off. You can grab reverse, you can try and get out of there, and it's the worst feeling in the world. You're sitting there and you're thinking, I've got no car damage. I'm right to go. I can't go.
Like it didn't happen to you at an important race or anything, Paul.
No, exactly.
So hopefully those boys get out of there. We can stay green because the running at the front's good.
Killer's right up on the bumper bar here now.
Oh, the back end steps
super
out.
Aggressive.
There'll be half a chance here at turn 4 because Walton's got a great exit. Where does Harris
go? He's got to go defensive. He's got to go defensive.
It's one corner where you can go defensive. Look how
this
deep
makes him vulnerable for the next complex here.
Thankfully, it's a left, and he can park the car.
Ryle's just mid-tracking a thing here, mid-tracking the car, not letting the Killer have any look in anywhere. Marjoram now sneaking up to the back while all this is going on.
Oh,
the Killer's loose, but he's fast.
These two guys are spinning their tyres hard.
Here we go, boys. It's on now.
We said beforehand, they told you that they were going to use up their friendship today if they needed it. Here it is. Cedars goes sliding out. Oh, Mediki maybe got into the side of Hansford, which started all of that.
Yeah, so that's 3 wide and...
Oh, sideways in a big way is Chris Walton. That was a monster slide, drifting through turn 8, and he's locking the rears up using the gearbox to slow the car down. Special racing in the front of the pack. All 3 of our guys, or the 2 cars that were stuck in the fence, have moved on, so there's no local yellows.
We want to see this go green all the way. This is developing into a really good battle. And you can see that body language between the 2 cars. Like Ryle's straight, the Killer's loose. They're fast in different parts of the track. They're driving the same car.
I think tyres is the key here, though, with Harris throwing on the extra set that he had available, the extra 2 tyres that he had available.
Mediki just bumping on the, beating on the rear bumper there, trying to loosen Dontas up.
Just letting him know that he's knocking on the door and he's coming. Slick Mediki. Yeah. Dontas has, by the way, a 5-second penalty coming at the end of the race.
Okay, so Slick should know that. He doesn't need to be so aggressive.
Dontas still wants to be defensive, though. Oh, smoking.
A bit more Morse code on the bumper.
Driving by Braille around turn 4 and 5. And Dontas holds on to the 4th position, but he'll be relegated back up. Penalties get handed out with 1.5 laps to go. Jared McLeod's just been picked for a curb hop, but he still has 1 in the bank. Just needs to make sure he doesn't do it on the next lap.
He's hanging tough in the top 10.
McNally's moved up to 6th after starting 19th. Undoubtedly the hard charger.
Going through turn 8, the Killer's super loose. Ryle's tight.
Just looks like his tyres are hurting after qualifying, doing the extra lap in the top 2 shootout. Man, the IC Ute was close at the end of the straight. Mediki's made the switch to Matt Stone Racing as well, just like we've seen with Ryle Harris, and the Ford proving to show some good speed. It'd be great to see Slick get back to the front. And we're seeing some unusual smoke puffing out of the back of Elliot Barber's Ute under brakes here. Have a look down at turn 14 and see if it's going to happen again, but not quite sure what's going on there. To be coming out of the middle of the tray almost, which is a bit unusual. As the leaders head off for the last lap, Paul, and this is exciting. Can Killer catch up?
He'll definitely have a go. Definitely have a go. He's fast through 4, 5, 6. Using up his curb strike, just launches it off the turn 1 curb there, which allows him to really range up on the back of Ryle. So it's smart driving there from the Killer. Knows he's got a couple of curb stripes up his sleeve, and uses it up on the last lap.
Through the steps we go. Oh dear, we've got Kovacs in the fence.
So that's the last turn, I think.
So that might be a local yellow. And
He's up the inside. He's there.
Oh, is he going to pull it up? There's just... No, I don't even think he hit him. That was amazing.
Nah, it's good.
But what it has done, Paul, is ruined his exit.
Ruined his exit, but his rail's very quick through this next part of the track, so there's nowhere where you can really freestyle here. Through that first part of the track, you can, okay, risk the car, launch it, gain some time.
How badly does he want it? Because this might be his last chance to pass if there are local yellow flags coming up in the final sector of the lap.
There definitely will be at that last turn, I'd say.
Raul Harris backs it into turn 11, grabs the curb to help the car turn, and Walton's all the way out to the fence. He's not giving up. Are we seeing any yellow flags? I don't think it matters. The gap is too grand.
Oh, it was a big one, Cam Wilson.
Nasty one. Back in turn 8.
That is big, mate. 180 Ks in the fence there is not fun.
Well, that's smart. What's been an exciting race. It's Harris to the flag, 2 from 2 in the Utes, and this one pays points. Great work. So Raul Harris and Matt Stone
McNally,
racing.
where's he end up?
McNally will end up 6th.
So I predicted 5th, so he got to 6th.
Well,
he's got a fast car.
He might get there in the end because there's going to be a time penalty handed out, remember, to Dontas. So McNally might actually get that spot. There's Charlie Kovacs, who's lost an argument with the wall, and let's try and dissect what happened here. Richard Mork, no, just no.
Yeah, I'd say that's a flat left front. That's a tyre failure. Thing didn't even look like turning, so you can see how good those tyres work on the outside of the track. Just something very simple.
Oh my God, no.
Oh, here we go.
I can't actually see who that is with the bonnet up. Oh, it's Jared McLeod. Oh my goodness.
So I don't even know how
he's tried to complete the... He was in 10th.
That's
so he's
flying
desperate
blind.
to get home and get some points. And he's tried to go through the second scariest corner in Australian motorsport with his bonnet across his windscreen.
Well, I don't know what you do there. He knows his car's behind him, so if he brakes heavily, he's going to cause an accident. He just had to try and roll through the corner and give some guys room. And then, obviously, someone tried to go around the outside, just no room there.
So Harris takes the win. A few more talking points out of race 2. And the points go to Raul Harris, who will now resume his series lead on trying to become the first ever 3-time champ in the Australian V8 Ute Series, thanks to East Coast Bullbars. Adam Beachy with a personal best inside the top 10. Excellent work from him. Further down, we've got Troy Dontas, who's climbed his way up to be 16th. And Andrew Fisher back in 19th, and a bad day and a bad opening round for David Cedars. Behind them, we check out the guys towards the back, and a couple of DNFs, including Mason Barbera, the youngest driver in the field, and Jared McLeod with the bonnet covering his view, not making it home. That wraps up race number 2 for the V8 Utes. They will have one more still to come here at the Clipsal 500 Adelaide.
Oh, Wood, in this busy schedule we have here at the Clipsal 500, we get this chance to come over to the Woodstock bar and this awesome position on the infield and have a bit of a chat about your off-season. How good's this?
I know, it's actually bizarre. I mean, I came over here thinking there'll be nobody at the bar. I'll be able to have myself a quiet drink, and then there you go, of course. There's my friend Greg Murphy with a microphone in his hand, so there's no drinking in peace around here.
How was your off-season, mate?
The off-season goes really quickly. It's you finish up Homebush, you go to the awards night, have a killer time there, and before you know it, you're back into the mode of thinking about Adelaide. But it was really good. I was lucky enough to go to Bali with the family and don the mankini for a few days.
A little birdie did tell me that you like to ride the odd bull, and it just so happens that Woodstock have got one over here, and you'd be keen to have a bit of a crack.
Oh, I mean, I'm all about taking the bull by the horns, but yeah, that old bull.
I love the cliches.
Bull's been winking at me the whole time I've been talking to you. I don't know if it's this red beard or what it is, but I'm pretty keen to get away from you and throw my leg over it.
I'm pretty keen to see you have a crack. Let's go.